Don't be alarmed if you see smoke in the video. We got a pile of pine trees that have been curing for a while. Look at this interesting little smoke right here. There's zero wind today, so the smoke is just kind of hovering. That's kind of weird. But yeah, I found a copperhead in the pasture, and it was sitting in all these pine logs. So we got them half started right now. We got it going. We'll add to it later on throughout the day. But if you see smoke in the video, don't be alarmed. That's why. Good morning. Hey, we're trying to spray foam the kiln today. The reason we're doing it a second time is I screwed up the first time, because when I got my kit, it came with a gun and the cans and a protective suit and this little bitty adapter. I thought that adapter was necessary. That the little adapter was a crevice tool. It was meant to only get into the tiny little places that you couldn't get the gun into. So I put that thing on there and I sprayed every bit of those cans. We're using that thing, so the bead was tiny. It only expanded a little bit. So we got another kit with some more cans, and we're going to use it without the little plastic adapter. And we're going to see if we can cover the rest of the solar kiln, get that thing up there to the right temperature. All right, this is the project, and this is what happened with that little adapter on the end of the guns. These strips just came out real thin. Didn't get that wide coverage that I was hoping for, but that's because I was using the wrong tool. So I think with that wide coverage, hopefully I can cover more of the walls as well and get some of that covered. I'm not going to remove the pink insulation. I'm just going to spray foam it in there to try to add a little bit extra to the heat. But we're getting pretty good heat in the solar kiln. Let me show you the thermometer up here. It's been 90 the last few days. It's September in Louisiana, so sometimes it's cool in the morning but hot in the afternoon. So here's what we got going on right now. The door's been open for a while, so it's 76 degrees in here, just like it is outside. And it's 79% humidity, and that's continually rising. But if you look at the maximums, right? So look, 147 degrees in here. That's about 40-50 degrees hotter than the hottest temperature we've had this year. And then right now, again, 80% humidity, but the lowest humidity in here and the average in here is about 16%. So we keep the air flowing with these solar fans, and it keeps it nice and dry in here. But I think if I can get that temperature up to 150, 160, maybe the wood will dry a little faster. So let's unbox and get started. All right, a little unboxing video. This is the exact same kit I got last time from Amazon. And it comes with the cans of spray, and it comes with a little gun here. Now, here's the interesting part. This is right here what I think caused my issues. There are no instructions, so you get what you get. This makes for crevices and gets that in those little tight to reach spaces. This, however, is what I should have used. It has two little nipple adapters on there, one to spray at an angle, and then one to spray is just nice and wide. So we're gonna try this one. We'll slide this little guy onto the gun like so, and we're gonna try to make a nice little, hopefully 4-inch beam of foam, and I think that's gonna work a lot better. All right, we basically just screw this can on there, pressure inside there. We're gonna try this on the doors and see. All right, first thought is it's coming out significantly faster and a little wider, but it's definitely not as dense. So I think it's actually okay to have this other bit of foam in here. We're just gonna cover over it. Fill up those gaps. Start running out there. All right, that's all she wrote. Look how a mess this is, but now I know why they give you 12 of these little jankies on here. I'll go ahead and put the gloves on as instructed. All right, so coverage pretty good. I'm not upset about it. I think one can did that much, so another can will cover the rest of that door. And then this door, I really layered it on kind of thick with the older foam with that adapter. So I think that's gonna cover pretty easily. I've got some gaps in here that I wanna get behind these boards. And then we're gonna start on this inside. I think that's gonna make a big difference. So we're gonna go ahead and get cleaned up and get started. Big piece of plastic there. It definitely works better when it comes right out of the can, the first spray. All right, I'm not upset about that. I'm not getting a lot of coverage. The odds of getting all the way around is probably not going to work. I got that side over there done, so that's gonna help. But yeah, with the last little bit of foam I had last time, so we'll go over it a little bit. But I think that's gonna help pretty tremendously. The other thing is I had no insulation up here at all, and I just tacked some of these pink sheets up there, kind of pressed them in there, and the heat's got them warped a little bit. But we'll push them in there tight again. Maybe we can spray foam it and use it like glue. I don't really want to buy another kit. These are not that expensive, a couple $100, but this is the second one because I feel like I screwed up the first one. So I think I kind of want to be done after this application. Okay, we're done with this project. As I was saying, horseflies are getting bad. The solar fan's just kicked on, so it's warming up. But yeah, it's a little mess, but I think it's going to help raise that temperature. So the next part of this video will probably be me checking in to see what that temperature gets to after this nice and dries and cures a little bit. We'll check it later today, see if we can get that up there. I'm going to clean up my mess. I'm going to put the post oak back in here, let it continue to dry because it needs about another month. And if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. It helps Buzzcuts Firewood continue to do more channel and buy more spray foam. So thanks.